Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Megan.
And I'm Ciera. For today's video, Megan and I thought it'd be fun to do a video comparison of the Shark Flexstyle and the Revlon One Styler. So Ciera and I have been trying to do our hair more frequently. That was definitely something new for us in this past year. So we've had the Revlon One Step Styler for quite a while, and it was kind of all the rage on TikTok at some point last year. And we never used it a whole lot, and then we kind of gave it a go again and really found some good ground with it.
Stride.
And then for Christmas, I asked for the Shark Flexstyle just because I was interested in the whole air wrap feature of that, and it was a cheaper option compared to the Dyson. So we thought that it'd be fun to do just a comparison again in this video. First, let's talk about price. So this is the Revlon One Step Styler. It costs about $40, so as far as hair tools go, it's pretty affordable. And then we have the Shark Flexstyle. Now keep in mind, it does come with a couple different attachments. So it has this one, it has a hairdry attachment, and it has two different curling attachments. But you're probably going to get this for around $280, so it's definitely quite a bit more expensive than the Revlon. So the premise of this video is Ciera has shorter hair, and I have longer hair, so we thought that'd be kind of useful just to see which tool works best and kind of how we each use both of the tools. Ciera's never used the Shark Flexstyle before, so she's going to kind of tell you guys what she thinks about her first impressions. Today. So we're going to keep track of time just to see if there's any big efficiency differences between using one versus the other. And then since there's really no comparison for like the air wrap component for the Revlon, I am just going to talk to you guys through that part a little bit separately. So let's go see how well they work for us. So I'm going to be doing my hair first. Obviously my hair is a little bit shorter than Megan's, so I'm just going to be doing more of a blowout style on both sides of my hair. I'll be using the Revlon round brush on the right side of my head, and I'll be using the Shark Flexstyle on the left side of my head. So what I normally do when I'm styling my hair with the One Step Styler is separate into 3 sections. So I do a bottom section, kind of curling my hair in towards my face. The second layer I usually kind of pull out and then turn so it's going away from my face. And then the top section along the crown of my head, I sort of just roll back. I'm even going to try and give it like the best shot for both tools and use these Velcro rollers and see if that helps it out at all. We're also going to be timing how long it takes me to do both sides of my head to see if one of them is faster. Also, since my hair is a little bit dry but not fully dry, I am going to have to use the hairdryer a little bit on the Revlon side as well, so that will add in the time just a little bit maybe, but you're not supposed to use either of these tools on completely wet hair. That's not what they're for. Alright, so what I do when I'm doing the round brush is just kind of put it under, and then I keep pulling in towards my head until I get to the bottom, kind of hang out there for a little bit, try and roll the ends underneath towards my face, and then I'll let go. Obviously, he's not on right now. So first layer is done. As you can see, my hair is just kind of slightly going in towards my face, otherwise everything else is pretty smoothed out. That's what I'm going for. So for the middle section of my hair, I just hold the tool kind of up and down, pull it out to the side, and then as I'm doing this, I pull it back and away from my face. Section 2 is all done, so now it's time to take off the top section and get to work there. So this one, when I'm doing the top of my head, I roll up and back, and like I said, I'm going to try and use some Velcro rollers to really get some nice volume up there and see if we can get the blowout to hold its shape a little bit better. So the entire right side is now completely dry. I normally don't do like split my hair in half on either side, but for the sake of this video, that's what we're doing. Pull out these pieces in the rollers, kind of cool down a little bit, and we can start on the left side. This is also my first time using the Shark Flexstyle, so I can also give you guys a little insight into how easy it is to learn. Megan ran through all the buttons for me quick, so I'm actually going to do the blow dryer attachment first to just kind of quickly dry my hair just a little bit more all over. This is the blow dryer attachment. Let's see if I can. Snaps on pretty easily, and then there's a button here that you can push down, and now it's a hairdryer. So I finished up the bottom section on my left side. First impressions, I do like how for this one, when my fingers are holding it right here, they're not burning, which they do on the One Step Styler for Revlon. I'm like, ow, ow. This is a little bit smaller though, so if it was a little bit bigger, I think it'd be more comfortable to hold on to. Also, just this tool is a lot longer, and so it can be kind of awkward sometimes. Not too annoying, but just like when I was getting to like the back, I was like, it's just like my hand's all the way over here, and like it's I'm curling it down here. And then initially I do notice it's a little bit harder to get this started, to kind of get that going. And so it loosens up a little bit, but it was like, maybe like, ow, a little bit more than one side there. So I don't know. Both sides of my hair are now fully complete. We're gonna let both sides kind of settle a little bit more. It took me about 12 minutes, 40 seconds here on the left side, so there's basically no time differential that I found between the two products, which will kind of even things out when we're looking at how each side turned out. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and style my hair. My hair is obviously longer than Ciera's, so that'll play into things a little bit differently. I also use the tools in a little bit different way, so I'll show you guys how I do that. We haven't even talked about the air wrap yet, which is another attachment that we have for the Shark Flexstyle. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to plan on splitting my hair into two sections. I'm going to use the Shark Flexstyle first, just in case, since Ciera did it the other way. I'm going to kind of like say my Revlon side will get a little bit more time to dry than this one. But I'm just going to use the attachment like this on the bottom section, and then I'm going to use the Revlon on the opposite side. We'll compare those two and time those, and then I'm just going to air wrap the whole top section. Alright, so I will talk you guys through kind of how I typically do my hair when I have this attachment. So I take kind of smallish sections, and then even though I blow dried it pretty well, I still go through just like smoothing it out any direction, trying to make sure it's nice and dry. And then what I will do, I've done this either direction, I've rolled it towards my face and away. I think today I will go ahead and roll away from my face, so I continue doing this until I feel like it's pretty dry. And then on my last pass, I will go through and just kind of keep rolling the ends in over and over, and then I drop down, twist my hair around, and then I pull it out like that. Alright, so I just finished this side of my hair. Again, I'm not tying the whole section, so it's going to be less time, but that took 3 minutes and 48 seconds for me to do this section. So I'll go ahead and switch out for the Revlon now. Alright, my hair's pretty dry, so we are getting this plugged in. I use this the exact same way that I do with the other attachments. Alright, so this side, the Revlon side, took 3 minutes and 8 seconds. So again, whether or not that was due to how dry it already was, I don't really know. Alright, I always like to put the bottom section into a little ponytail so it stays out of my way, and we can just keep things nice and simple on the top here. I'm going to blow dry this a little bit drier first. I'm going to start with the right side of my face, and so that means that I'm going to use the one labeled right, which is just going to curl away from my face. So I have noticed that with longer hair, this tends to work better if I hold the section and then kind of start either on like the middle to end part of my hair. And then from there, if you don't grab too big of a section, it'll pretty easily, like you just bring this on up and it'll just stay wrapped around. And then I'll kind of make sure it's fairly dry, and then I'll finish off usually by doing a cold shot, holding that down for like 10 to 15 seconds or so. Pull it down. I do not touch them until I'm completely done. I grabbed too big of a section that time, so. Alright, I want to show you guys immediately after what it looks like. It's pretty like Goldilocks spiral curls, which is not really what I'm going for, but I just leave it like that until I am all ready to like flip it and like zhuzh it out. So, bottom section out. Okay, so this is more kind of what it looks like, how I actually wear it. This will fall a little bit more just given that they're like from the air wrap, but they still end up lasting me a couple days, especially if I sleep with my hair in a bun. So, that's kind of how the air wrap feature works. I'm gonna go ahead and take the rollers out of the top section of my hair. I don't know if I've ever done this many rollers on top at once, so hopefully it doesn't look too crazy. We'll be back after a few short messages. So I flipped my hair, kind of calmed things down a little bit, but like the front sections of both sides.
To be fair, you don't normally do this.
So I'm gonna try and adjust those a little bit, and then we'll come back and regroup. So I just ended up taking the Shark Flexstyle, combining the two front sections, going straight back, and then trying to kind of fix the kinks on either side, which helped a little bit, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump to our final thoughts. So this is what my hair ended up looking like. I kind of spent some time fixing it. And honestly, I have to say, for me personally, I cannot tell a big difference between right versus left side. Time-wise, it took about the same. I do think like the weirdness at the end could have been avoided had I just styled my hair like I normally styled it using either of the two tools. So as far as what I think is more worth it, I would stick to this, but like Megan said, I didn't use all of the attachments and stuff that the Shark Flexstyle offers. I tend to just use like this kind of tool to create more of a blowout look for my short hair, and then if I curl it, I usually just use a curling wand separately. I will say that for most people, I think this is probably going to be worth it just in terms of money, and depending on how much you do or do not style your hair, this is probably going to be your best bet, and I feel like it's just simple, it's one tool. However, being that I've started styling my hair a lot more, first-hand experience, something's telling me that this might be a little bit healthier for your hair. That's what I felt like too. This I know just kind of burns and fries your hair. This, I feel like it doesn't get nearly as hot, but it still does a good job with doing the same time basically as that one. So it's probably maybe a little bit healthier for your hair. You can actually like touch the end here to also, get a that's what I wanted to touch on earlier. So this gets really hot and this one didn't. But I like the size of this one better because I just feel like it was easier to grip onto. That one I was like pinching with my fingers. Yeah. So if Shark wanted to make that adjustment, I think that would be good for them. And then there's also a couple more features just in terms of like you can turn it to be a hairdryer. I think in terms of having fewer tools, that's super convenient because I don't have like a blow dryer and then I'm unplugging one and then replugging the other one back in, which is again kind of a small thing. And then there's also the cool shot feature too, which I have found myself using since getting this. And I think it's nice, and especially for the air wrap, I think it helps to keep curls in place a little bit better. And then again, the air wrap stuff is fun, but I honestly find myself probably using this attachment a little bit more than the air wrap feature anyways, so I wouldn't necessarily say that like that is what makes or breaks this tool for me. However, I still definitely enjoy this one a little bit more, but it costs more, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. For me personally, the Revlon One Step Styler gets my vote as far as what you should go for, especially if you're just starting out with styling your hair. I think the cheaper option is going to be better for you. Yeah, I think for most people, that's going to be what gets my vote, but if you want to spend a little bit of money to have just like the extra features, then I certainly would recommend this as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel down below. Ciera and I also have a podcast channel where we post video versions of our podcast. We're really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on that channel, so if you guys want to go check it out, it is linked on our channel. We might also have a link in the description, I think, possibly. Otherwise, it's called According To. You could probably search it up pretty easily, and we would really appreciate that. Otherwise, we will see you guys whenever we post next. Bye!